Hello, RPS students and families. My name is Miss Waite, and welcome to another week of News to You. This week, we're going to be talking about Earth Day. Earth Day was April 22nd. Earth Day is a day when people all over the world celebrate our planet Earth and learn what they can do to take care of it and make it a great place to live. Today, we're going to learn about a person for who Earth Day is very important because she spends all year trying to make the planet a better place to live. Her name is Greta Thunberg. Before we learn more about Greta Thunberg and Earth, I'm going to pause so that you can grab some family members to watch along with, as well as a communication device if you use one. So pause the video now and get your materials ready. All right, let's begin. Let's review some vocabulary first. Want, protect, think, give, change, stop, meet, right, usual, dangerous, important, brave, people, Earth Day, April 22nd, Sweden, Asperger's syndrome, speech, climate change, climate, weather, government, leaders, protest, students, law, idea, pollution. All right, you will see those words again. Now, before we read the story, I'm also going to show you the questions that I'll be asking you at the end so that you know what to listen for. Number 1, what is the paper about? 2, who gives speeches about climate change? 3, where was Greta Thunberg born? 4, what does Greta Thunberg want to protect? 5, what can hurt Earth? 6, what can leaders write to help protect Earth? All right, so while we read, listen for the answers to those questions. Are you ready? Let's begin. Greta Thunberg and Earth. Many people want to protect Earth. Many people celebrate protecting Earth on Earth Day. Earth Day is April 22nd. One person who wants to protect Earth is Greta Thunberg. Greta was born in Sweden. If you don't know where Sweden is, let's look at a map together. So over here is the United States, and we live in the United States, in Richmond, Virginia. Greta was born in Sweden, all the way over here. Sweden is in Europe. So in order to get from Sweden to Richmond, you would have to go all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. That's a long way away. So Greta was born in Sweden. Greta is 17 years old. She's still in school, just like you. Greta has Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's syndrome is a kind of autism. Do you know anybody with autism? People with autism may think differently. Greta gives speeches about climate change. She learned about climate change at 8 years old. Climate is the usual weather in a place. So think about what the weather is right now. Is it sunny, rainy, hot, cold. What's the weather like in the winter or the summer? All of that put together is climate. Many people think the climate is changing, so that could mean summers get hotter or even colder, or maybe there's more rain. That's climate change. They think climate change could be dangerous for Earth. Climate change may bring floods, storms, wildfires, and more. Greta wants to help stop climate change. Greta wants government leaders to help too. Can you think of some government leaders? Maybe the governor or the president. She started protests in front of government buildings. A protest is when groups of people get together and ask the government or another important person to do something. Students around the world heard about Greta. They wanted to help stop climate change. Those students started to do protests too. Greta started to meet with leaders. Now she meets with leaders around the world. Greta talks to leaders about climate change. She talks about how leaders can protect Earth. Greta asks leaders to write laws. You may know that laws are rules that large groups of people, like an entire country, have to follow. So Greta asked leaders to write laws. She wants the laws to protect Earth. Greta asked other people to protect Earth too. Greta thinks everyone can help. Greta has ideas to protect Earth. Greta asks people not to fly on planes. Planes can make pollution. Do you know what pollution is? Pollution can be things like trash, or oil in water, or thick, heavy, stinky smoke in the air. Those are examples of pollution. Pollution can hurt Earth. Protecting Earth is important to Greta Thunberg. Greta is brave. She meets with many adult leaders. She talks about something important to her. Why is protecting Earth important? That's going to be your question to think about the rest of the week. Now, that's the end of our story, so let's go to those questions I showed you earlier. Number 1, what is the paper about? Greta Thunberg and Earth, coronavirus, or Stress Awareness Month? If you said Greta Thunberg and Earth, you are correct. Good job. Who gives speeches about climate change? Aretha Franklin, Greta Thunberg, or Abraham Lincoln? If you said Greta Thunberg, you're correct. Great job. Where was Greta Thunberg born? Israel, Ecuador, or Sweden? If you had said Sweden, you're correct. Awesome. Number 4, what does Greta want to protect? Earth, stars, or sun? If you said Earth, you are correct. Excellent. What can hurt Earth? Plants, pollution, or rocks? If you said pollution. Great job. You're right again. What can leaders write to help protect Earth? Recipes, code, or laws? If you said laws, you're right. Wonderful. That's all the questions. Now, before we go for today, I want to give you a few more questions. This time, I want you to talk about them with your family or write them down. So talk to a family member or write a couple sentences about what is something important to you. Why? Earth is important to Greta Thunberg. What's important to you? Number 2, when have you been brave? Greta Thunberg was brave when she talked to the world leaders, even though they were much older than her. When have you been brave? And finally, number 3, what would you give a speech about? Why? Greta Thunberg gave speeches about Earth and climate change. What would you give a speech about? All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all for today. Bye.